Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Toyota Avensis car. People interested in motoring know that the 2.0 engine from BMW with the designation N47 is a rather flawed design. The problem is the stretching timing chain, which, if not reacted in time, will destroy the gears and slides, and consequently even the crankshaft. Designers from Bavaria have effectively made the work of mechanics difficult. The timing system is located on the gearbox side. There are known cases where the first chain rattle was heard after driving 30,000 kilometers. The cause of the noise is an excessively vibrating timing chain. This is influenced by the hydraulic tensioner and slides. Insufficient chain tension causes excessive vibration and stretching. Another problem is the belt pulley, which rubs against the engine block, which is why it often needs to be replaced. However, a bigger and more common problem is excessive oil consumption, which results in the engine seizing, often the crankshaft bearings. Such failures of the 1WW engine occur less frequently. In the 2WW engine, much more often, explains the Profi Auto expert. Currently, a service campaign is being carried out in 2WW engines. Replacement of rings in units that excessively consume engine oil. It turns out that too long oil change intervals have a direct impact on the crank system. He adds, the problem is that, according to users, the disappearance of oil occurs suddenly. These are often people who check the level and change the oil as needed, i.e., every 10 to 15,000 kilometers. However, at some point there is a sudden loss, and the unit seizes. It's not over yet. The EGR valve is causing problems, which can result in a hole being burned in the intake manifold. There are known cases of fairly early turbocharger failure, which can be related to a lack of oil or its contamination with filings. There are known cases of the turbocharger lubrication system leaking, and thus a sudden drop in oil level. As if that wasn't enough, users complain about the gearbox. Specifically, it's about the shaking of the gear lever, but Toyota had a service campaign for that. It involved adjusting or installing a vibration damper. Is it worth buying a Toyota Avensis? To answer this question, you need to think about how much you want a diesel. When it comes to the characteristics of the 2.0 D4D unit, it is good and the best engine in this respect that was offered for the Avensis after the last facelift. It generates 143 HP and 320 Newton-meters, which is behind the previously offered Toyota 2.2 D4D engine, but exceeds the parameters of the 2-liter petrol. This engine is sufficient to effectively accelerate this vehicle and calmly maintain speed on the motorway. This unit provides satisfactory dynamics, but not outstanding ones. Quote, fuel consumption of 5.5 to 8, 100 kilometers can also be considered good. However, when compared to a petrol engine, it is much lower. But Toyota's 2-liter Valvomatic tolerates LPG very well, which eliminates the difference between petrol and diesel. In my opinion, to consciously choose the Avensis 2.0 D4D, you have to really want a diesel, because it involves a high risk of expensive repairs. With such units, it's always a lottery whether you can get a good copy that will reach 200,000 kilometers, or be unlucky and spend $400 to $600 on repairs. In practice, if you buy unlucky, it's better to run the engine to the end and replace it. If you really care about diesel, it's better to choose a pre-facelift model with a Toyota engine. As for the 1.6 D4D version, I don't recommend it at all. Now, not only is the engine troublesome, it's also very weak. Its 112 HP and 270 Newton-meters are best suited for a compact car, but not for the Avensis, and, what's more, with long gear ratios. As I remember from the test of this car, it was difficult to find a situation on the road to engage 6th gear. The 6th gear is so long that it is only suitable for driving at a constant speed, and on Swiss highways with a speed limit of 120 kilometers per hour, I had no desire to engage the highest gear. In turn, when climbing long hills on alpine roads, it was necessary to engage 1st gear on hairpins. Starting up a hill itself was not easy. Thank you for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I didn't mention, be sure to write about them in the comments.